Today, we're digging into something that sits at the very heart of every single workplace, but is so often misunderstood: the health and safety management system. So let's get right into it. Okay, when you hear the phrase workplace safety, what's the first image that pops into your head? Come on, be honest. Is it that thick, dusty binder of rules? The one that only ever gets opened after something's gone wrong? Just a bunch of checkboxes to keep the lawyers happy? Or could it be something more, something alive? A dynamic, proactive system that's designed to learn, to adapt, and to get better every single day. We're about to see how the best organizations treat safety not as some static document, but as a living, breathing part of their culture. So first up, let's talk about why these systems even matter. I mean, isn't a hard hat and a few safety posters enough? Well, it turns out going beyond the basics with a formal system is absolutely crucial for a few very powerful reasons. It really all boils down to three core drivers. First, there's the economic case. Put simply, safety is just smart business. Accidents are incredibly expensive, and preventing them saves a ton of money. Second, the legal side. Laws and regulations actually require companies to be proactive about this. And third, and maybe most importantly, the ethical driver. It's the fundamental human responsibility to make sure people go home in the same shape they arrived in. And you know what? That's the single biggest booster for morale and productivity there is. And that economic impact, it's no joke. We're not talking about small change here. Forget the immediate costs of an accident for a second. Work-related illnesses alone are responsible for over 1 million lost workdays every single year. That is a staggering loss of productivity, and it's exactly what these systems are designed to prevent. Okay, so if those are the reasons why, let's shift to the how. It all has to start with a solid blueprint, that critical planning phase that sets the foundation for everything else to come. This blueprint really has two main parts. First, you've got the policy. Think of this as the what and the why. It's the company's mission statement for safety. Then you have the plan. This is the how, the detailed map that turns that big commitment into real-world action. Now, the key word on this slide is direction. A good safety policy isn't just a bunch of fancy-sounding words, no way. It's the organization's North Star. It's the guidepost that every single person, from the boardroom to the front line, uses to make decisions. And if the policy is your North Star, then the plan is your map and compass. It's the practical, hands-on system you use to control risks, to meet all your legal obligations, and, this part is key, to keep driving that continuous improvement. It turns the big ideas into things people can actually do. Right, the blueprint is drawn up. Now it's time to actually build the house. This is the doing phase, where all those plans and policies meet the real world. And making it happen isn't just one thing. Think of it like a stool with 5 legs. You need clearly defined responsibilities, the right competence and training, open communication, effective risk controls, and genuine consultation with your people. If any one of those legs is weak, the whole structure gets wobbly. And this is just so important to get right. Safety is a partnership. It's a shared responsibility. Management's job is to lead the way, to provide the resources, set the example, and make the big decisions. But every single employee has a critical role to play too, looking out for yourself and your team, participating, and, critically, speaking up when you see a hazard. Communication is so much more than just sending a memo. It happens in 3 key ways. It's the visible behavior of leaders, what they do. It's the written stuff, sure. But maybe most importantly, it's the face-to-face conversations, the team briefings, where real understanding and feedback actually happen. And right at the heart of all this action is a really powerful 3-step process for controlling risk. It's super logical. First, you identify the hazard. What could actually hurt someone? Then you assess the risk. How likely is it to happen, and how bad could it be? And finally, you control it by putting real, practical measures in place to either eliminate that danger or get it under control. So we've planned the system, we've built it, we're done, right? Not even close. This brings us to our final and maybe the most important section. A great safety system is never finished. It's designed to learn and adapt. It's all about the feedback loop. So how does it learn? Through monitoring. And that comes in 2 main flavors. You've got active monitoring, which is proactive. My favorite analogy for this is checking the batteries in your smoke detector. You're doing inspections and reviews to find problems before there's a fire. Then you have reactive monitoring. This happens after an incident. It's figuring out why the fire started in the first place. You absolutely need both for a complete picture. And then you have auditing. Think of an audit as the big annual checkup for your entire safety system. It's a structured, independent process that steps back and asks the really tough questions. Is this whole thing, from top to bottom, actually working? Is it effective? Is it reliable? But let me be perfectly clear. The goal of all this checking, all this data from monitoring and audits, it is not about playing the blame game. It's not about pointing fingers. The entire point is to learn. It's all fuel for a real commitment to continuous improvement, so you can make the system stronger tomorrow than it is today. Which, brings us right back to where we started. A real health and safety management system isn't that dusty binder on a shelf. It's a cycle. It's a promise. And it leaves us with the one question that truly matters. How does an organization take all this feedback, all this learning, and turn it into the fuel that genuinely protects its people day after day?